Hey guys, what's up? It's Matchpoint here, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you the best tips for Capitao in Rainbow Six Siege. I'll be giving you all of the information you need to know in order to become a fantastic Capitao player, with hidden tips and tricks along the way. If you're new around here, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the video. So let's get on into it. Capitao brings a lot of utility to the table. He is an amazing support player. And now, when I'm saying support player, if you're not quite sure what that term means, then I've got a video explaining each and every operator role. There'll be a card in the top right so you can go and get the information for that. Some people might think Capitao is an entry fragger, but in my opinion he is definitely a support player. Just because of how much utility he brings to the table. He can deny the mirror, he can block off rotation holes and even cover the plant. And we'll be covering all of that and much more in this video. But first we're going to get on to his loadout. Capitao has the option of the Para 308 and the M249. Now these two guns are both great in their own ways. The Para 308 is definitely a great AR and it can overall be a really strong weapon. However, based on your choice on which one you're going to be picking, it's very situational on what type of role you're going to be playing. As if you're going to be going down that support route, which I would recommend to do, then you want to be taking the M249. It's an LMG and has some great support for suppressive fire. Due to it having a high ammo capacity of 100 bullets, it can be great for pinning down defenders and overall getting multiple kills. So if you do decide to go for the M249, I'd recommend the ACOG, the flash hider and a vertical grip. Remember, attachments are personal preference, just keep this in mind. Although if that gun doesn't suit your playstyle, then go with the Para 308. He should be running an ACOG, a muzzle brake and a vertical grip. For his gadgets, he has the option of the Claymore or the stun grenade. Now, if you're going to be going down that support role route, which I normally will, then I'll be taking the Claymore. Due to it being able to block off routes, any flanks from defenders, it's just great for doing that. However, if you are trying to be a bit more of an aggressive Capitao player, then take the stun grenades for that playstyle. Now we're going to be moving on to Capitao's ability. He has a tactical crossbow that can fire incendiary bolts and micro smoke grenades. The incendiary bolts are basically fire and the micro smoke grenades are in the name. Now very soon I'll be giving you some techniques and tips and tricks that you can use with Capitao's ability. But first, another reason to play Capitao as a support role. If you end up rushing in with him as an entry fragger, all of that utility is gone out the window. Now on to some more tips and tricks. So with his flame darts, you want to be using them to deny and flush enemies from cover. This might be anchors and you definitely want to be doing it with them. Your fire darts are there to block off cover and to also make sure that you're flushing out anchors and putting them into an uncomfortable position. Now Capitao's bolts can actually be shot without them getting destroyed by a Jaeger ADS. So this means that you can flush out anchors without having to worry about an ADS. Now Capitao can actually deny bandit tricking. If you have a thermite and a thatcher and you're trying to open up the wall in chalet on the garage, and you know that the bandit is going to be trying to bandit trick to successfully deny the breach. Well, what you can do with Capitao is to breach on through, normally like you would anyway if they had a bandit, and then when you throw that thatcher EMP on the ground and you're about to breach through, make sure you use your firebolt to deny that bandit trick. This way the bandit can't actually get to the reinforced wall without taking damage. This is extremely effective for denying the bandit trick, and all you have to do is shoot your firebolt through the drone hole. With his ability, his tactical crossbow, you can also shoot his darts through the bullet hole. Believe it or not, this is actually possible and it's been around for quite a long time and it makes for some great plays. He can shoot them through when a pistol makes a bullet hole in the soft wall. This is the tiniest hole you'll get, and you can actually make a slightly bigger one. It still works the same way with your AR. Now when you're going to be using his tactical crossbow to deny the plant or deny the rotation hole with the firebolt, you don't actually have to fire it directly towards them. You can actually bounce it off the roof or the ceiling. Simply by firing your tactical crossbow at the roof, the bolt will then bounce off and hit the floor and then create that area of damage. Now I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks for his micro smoke grenades. He still has 2 of these like he does with the firebolts, he has 2 of each. Capitao's micro smoke grenades will only last for about 10 seconds. Whereas the normal smoke grenades will last for around 13 seconds. However, 10 seconds is a lot of time and definitely enough to get that plant down, which makes them very viable. Now with Capitao's smoke darts, you want to be using them to assist the plant. Now it's definitely a waste if you fire off your 2 smoke darts straight away. What you want to be doing is putting one smoke dart down to cover the plant, and then when that one runs out, you can then throw another one in again. Only use that if you have difficulty getting the plant down the first time due to a certain circumstance, as otherwise you'll be giving the defenders an easy defuse. Keep it in mind that when using your smoke dart, it isn't always the greatest idea to go and put it directly where you're going to be planting. Instead, you could use it to go and cover an area in front of him or behind. Otherwise, you're going to be telling someone with a nitro cell that we're planting right there in that smoke. This also applies to regular smoke grenades as well. If you do still have your 2 fire darts left, then make sure that you're using them once that plant is down. You can use it to block off rotation holes or any entry points back into sight. This way you can make it very difficult and nearly impossible for them to turn it around. If you have very good map knowledge and know the common anchor spots or places where people like to sit and rotate, then Capitao is a perfect fit for you. However, if you are struggling to learn map knowledge, then I have a full guide explaining techniques that are effective and aren't effective with learning and developing that map knowledge. There'll be a card in the top right, so I'd definitely recommend checking it out. Capitao can really put a spanner in the works for defenders. He can turn their strategy upside down. Now I'm going to be giving you a summary of the tips and tricks that I've given and the most important ones that you need to be thinking about when playing Capitao. He is best suited to a support role and he has great suppressive fire with the LMG. His firebolts can be very effective at countering bandit tricking. He can also flush out anchors from many positions and they can be shot through tiny bullet holes. As well as this, his darts can be shot off a wall or a roof and bounce onto the floor, creating that area of damage. Make sure you're denying rotation holes and entries back into sight once you've got that plant down with your fire dart. For his smoke darts, they last for 10 seconds, which is enough time to get that plant down and get out. Remember, you don't always have to be using your micro smoke grenades on the planter directly. Instead, you can put it into a certain area in front of them to cover the plant. As you can see, Capitao is a really strong operator at the moment. He has an LMG which is great for suppressive fire and has a magazine of 100 bullets. He's a 3-speed operator, he brings so much utility, he's able to counter mirror, many other operators, he can bypass Jaeger's ADSs. Overall, he's fantastic. And that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you have all enjoyed. If you did, or you found this video useful, then make sure to give it a like and subscribe to stay up to date with the best tips and tricks in Rainbow Six Siege. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.